I present to you Ian Foote.
I was generally a pretty laid-back guy. I'm almost 50 years old, and I have never once in my entire life forgiven a single person for anything, ever. I'm a violent misogynist.
Ian Foote is a Canadian who grew up in the rural region of Nova Scotia. Now, what might seem like any other YouTube channel becomes a darker picture when you start looking into the titles of his videos. Some titles that stood out to me were I Want to Hurt People, I Hate You, The Teachings of Duan Huan, Gender Equality, The Bad Guy, Codependency and Narcissistic Abuse. Now, it is worth mentioning that Ian also isn't afraid to shy away from his political beliefs, as he expresses in one of his videos titled Trudeau.
All you people that hate Trudeau, I hold you responsible because you elected him. You elected him. I voted for Stephen Harper. And now you all hate him. Oh, he disappointed you. You elected.
Many of his videos pertain to titles around his family, such as his father, his niece, and another video titled I Hate My Sister. There's an odd focus from Ian on women and how a woman in his life had wronged him in the past. He carries these feelings into the present time.
I was tortured, slandered, locked up. My family spread lies about me. The women in my family spread lies and conspire against me to keep me estranged from my daughter, which they were successful in doing. The men in my family physically assault me. They treat me with contempt. They physically assault me. I successfully defeat them in physical combat, and they go and act like women and attack my reputation and destroy my status and turn people against me.
It would be unfair to assume that Ian was always this way. Ian created his own website which talks about his past experiences as an individual. Before we get too far into where he's at today, let's do a deep dive into his past. Like any other individual, Ian had a list of hobbies and interests he used to actively pursue. He mentioned being a former Canadian military veteran, volunteer worker, live stage performance harmonica player, gardener, and a cultural enthusiast that spoke Japanese. It can be safely assumed that Ian no longer practices these hobbies, as every video has been him sitting in his room, clutter surrounding him. He mentioned in his channel description that he no longer has the mental capacity to be a software developer like he was in the past. The gradual decline of Ian's mental health can be further backed up by the video he put out titled The Cops Showed Up at My Door Last Night. On July 18, 2024, police came to Ian's residence due to the disturbing nature of his videos and posts. Ian claims this was the sole reason they came.
The cops showed up on my door last night. Second time this year that's happened. Why did they show up at my door? Because of YouTube. That's the second time this year that the cops have showed up at my door because of things I posted on YouTube.
One individual who commented on his video was asking Ian about this occurrence, to which Ian responded he told the police officers to leave in a very derogatory way, which I cannot say in this video. The first video that highlights a dark chapter in Ian's past life is titled Selena Ruined Me. Now, many of his videos come across as unhinged ramblings about his hatred of things around him and specifically his disdain towards women. This video is a retelling of his past life and how he ended up living in isolation for 14 years, as he claims. I'm not certain whether or not the details of his story are truthful, as Ian only tells one side of the story, to which that he's the victim of his circumstances and everything around him and everyone is controlling.
It was when my daughter's mother decided that she wanted to leave Nova Scotia and she wanted to take my daughter with her. And she had free legal representation because she ticked all of the boxes for free, everything. She's a woman, single mother, immigrant, brown, yada yada yada.
At the end of this clip, Ian's tone noticeably changes when his daughter's mother is brought up. Another video shows Ian expressing vulgar remarks towards a woman who he was previously with. This woman can be presumed to be Sharon, or another partner of his from over 14 years ago.
But I suddenly, intuitively know with a certainty that by refusing to my last common law wife, I broke her.
Sharon is a past female figure in Ian's life who he mentions in several videos that she was the kind of woman that he loved. He mentioned that their families got along and he had a great life with no major issues. He felt that they were good for each other, at least in the beginning that's how he felt. The turning point came when Ian's daughter's mother decided to leave Nova Scotia, Canada, taking their daughter with her. She had free legal representation due to her status as a single mother, immigrant, and student, while Ian had to pay $200 Canadian an hour for his lawyer. This legal battle placed immense financial strain on Ian and Sharon. Ian ended up bankrupt, unable to pay his taxes due to the legal expenses. Despite initially winning the court case, the mother appealed and started a second case, leading to even more financial burden on Ian. The prolonged legal battle and financial strain resulted in Ian losing his daughter and his relationship with Sharon. He fell into a depression and couldn't fulfill his promise to Sharon to have a child through surrogacy. Since the breakup, Ian has lived alone for 14 years. Despite having relationships and sexual encounters, he feels a lack of stability and longs for the stability of a home and ongoing relationship with children. Ian mentions his daughter several times throughout his videos and how he harbors anger towards his daughter for not communicating with him for so many years.
I don't love my daughter at all anymore. I don't care about her. She's passive aggressive and contemptuous. Passive aggressive. I genuinely do not even have the capacity to care about her.
This relationship is complex because Ian claims that his daughter's mother, Selena, isolated him from his daughter at a young age and lied about him having a mental disorder, which Ian claims was proven to be false and, in fact, a plot to take his daughter away from him and Sharon. While that was all the information that was available at the time, I'm sure more videos will be made by Ian discussing his past family troubles. Well, that's all I have for you for today. I'm going to leave you off with one last video clip. One of the main videos that shaped the comment section on Ian's channel was his video titled, "You Framed Me." Multiple comments on his videos would make a joking remark about how he was framed for every occurrence he talks about in his videos.
You're all scum. You're real scum, all of you. All the lies and all the slander. All the people framing, holding your frame. You framed me. You framed me. You went around talking behind my back. You made absolute that I would never be able to myself. You framed me. You framed me. I was just sitting here and I'm like, I can't make you stop.
If it wasn't obvious through the clips, I think what Ian says about women, his past partner, and his own daughter speaks volumes about his vile behavior towards those he claimed to have previously loved. There's no telling what videos he'll put out next and what the nature of that content may be. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on more Ian Foote content. I'll see you in the next one.